Hey, 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 this is your recap Auntie. Hey, y'all. Hey, this is Shar. Welcome to my channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everybody. Hello. Ooh, we are here. We are back to do a real time review recap of episode number 193, baby. Let's start this recap in five, four, three, two. He says, how long have you known? She says, long enough. Yeah, remember the question? She says, have you been following me? What were you paid to do this like you were paid to, watch over my ass at Winterfest? So he want to know how long has she known? She says, long enough, honey. He was like, well, here I was thinking that I was damn slick. So he was about to leave. He took his jacket and walked away. She said, baby, I've been running games since nap time and juice boxes. So let's try this again, shall we? With a whole lot more feeling this time. I'm gonna take this fucking jacket off because I'm tired of this jingling shit. Because I don't need all this jingling and shit on my damn show. I'm talking about jacket. I mean sweater. I don't need all this on my show. Well, let me throw this shit across the room. Shit. Y'all ain't gonna hear no more jingling unless it's on my damn bracelets. All right, back to the fucking show. Well, he said to Dupree's, they had some concerns about your ass and the Peterson girl being in the same vicinity as you. They wanted eyes on the situation, he says. That child is scared of her own shadow. Much ado about nothing. Really? Rich folk, they pay damn top dollar for peace of mind. That's the whole point of them being behind them damn fancy gates. She says. Keep the riffraff out, he says, and keep the dirty laundry in. Yeah, well, just in case your investigative skills missed a little detail, I also have a house, shells, behind those same gates. Now, see the difference between you and them fancy ass gates behind Fairmont Crest folk? They need a whole lot of protection to feel safe. But you, something tells me you don't need nobody to protect you from the big bad world. Matter of fact, I think the big bad world needs some protection from you. Very perceptive detective. Honey, I thought I was starting to think that you started to ghost me. Honey, we are at the Bird Cafe, and that is Lynette talking to Val, aka Haley. Haley with her gaudy. Now I love some gaud. I love gaudy. I love gaudy jewelry. I love different things, but I tell you, they just dressed this girl so heavy. I love this little zebra, crop jacket. I really do. I really do. Because I would wear that. I really would. I definitely would. But I just think it's too much for her because she's so petite. So this is what Lynette tells Val Haley. They at the Bird Cafe. I thought you ghosted me, honey, like you did back at that jewelry store. Hustle, honey. Girl, you left me to sweet talk that crusty ass old man all by myself. Look, that wasn't on me, Haley said. Look, my art dealer was asking me too many damn questions about my price, and I couldn't risk blowing a six-figure bag on a grab and dash. Honey, you always did prioritize coin over crew. Look, I'm here now, Haley says, and honestly, I've just been curious about what you've been up to. Honey, where do we start? Well, before we do, I invited someone. Randy comes up. So she was like, Randy? What up, girl? Long time no see. Get the bop, 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 bop. Hey. Don't tell me that you're here for that testosterone fueled circus masquerading as a pickup game. We are at the the country club, and that is Danielle looking cute talking to Bill. This is Bill Hamilton that she's talking because he's really just walking through the door, and that is exactly what she tells him. I can hear grown men chest thumping from the infrared sauna. He says, infrared, huh? Well, that explains why you're standing here looking absolutely luminous, Danny. And your ass is looking middle aged. If you are trying to stand here pretend that you're some type of college athlete instead of a stroke survivor, I do not think that your neurologist would approve. I'm only here to meet Haley for dinner. How precious. I'll alert the wait staff to bring along a booster seat, can you see? Booster seat and crayons instead, just in case that bitch needs some entertaining. When I tell you, I don't know how Carla, aka Danny, is able to say her lines without cracking up. Of course, I'm sure she does all the cracking up when she gets a script, because she reads it, so she already knows what she's going to say. So she got all the giggles and kikis out. But I swear, her lines and Kat's lines are hard for me to read through when I first see it because the reads are just so mwah, like Emmy award winning lines. I mean, and it's hard for me to read them. So I do my best, honey. I do my best. But yeah, she said I'm gonna tell the wait staff to bring that bitch some crayons and some sippy cups and a booster seat to keep her busy while the grown folks handle business. Tongue is still sharp enough to perform surgery, I see, he said. And here I thought that we agreed to have some type of civility when we are discussing our respective partners. Speaking of which, I don't see that decorative man boy of yours. What? What? When I tell you Bill gets on my fucking nerves. He hates Andre for not being him or him not being Andre. It's just so petty. Ooh, she says Andre is not the decoration, honey. He is the grand prize. He is what you win when you learn that what real love actually looks like. Well, I always thought that you were the prize, Bill says. She says, well, nigga, you had a funny way of showing it when we were married. He says, yeah, that is one of my biggest regrets. But I have to say, I'm surprised that your honeymoon with this boy has lasted as long as it did. Richardson has quite the reputation of loving him and leaving him. And you got the reputation of loving them and loving them and loving them and loving them and loving. Andre is not a fling. He's the real deal. And at the rate that we're going, my new and improved husband and I might give my parents a run for their money in the legendary love department. Oh, we're back at the palace, and so we see Anita. She looks so sad, looking at herself in the mirror, and Vernon walks behind her and squeezes her shoulder. Still, every bit as beautiful as the day I married you. Yes, you. An angel in white walking toward me down that aisle, stealing my breath with every step. Oh, he said decades later, every time I see you walk in a room, baby, you still take my breath away. She turns around and says, Vernon, my love, there's something that I need to tell you. Why don't we shift to safer ground before we say something that we can't take back? We are back at the country club, and that is what Bill says to Danielle. Good idea, Danny says. Good. So, do you want to know what I got the girls for Christmas? And you know I do. She says, God knows you have your damn flaws. But outside of my daddy, nobody plays Santa like your ass. I could tell that Bill gives great gifts. So, oh, well, it is nice to know that I do have at least one redeeming quality. Don't push it, girl. I mean, honey, now spill. What magnificent treasures are you spoiling our daughters with this year? Please, please. Okay, okay, okay. So for Naomi, I managed to acquire something at an auction that I think will blow her mind. Oh, it was a leather bound satchel that once belonged to Charlotte E. Ray. She's the first black woman to practice law in the United States. Now, I would love that. If I had something that was by the first theater black actress that ever hit the stage in the United States, being herself, being like a black actress and not having to pretend to be black and she was white, because that back then they had, what do they call it, people who were really really light skinned, but they passing, that they were passing as another color. No, if I found that, or any type of icon, theater icon, oh my god, I would treasure that so much. Danny says, oh, you're right, she will absolutely love it. She'll probably have it preserved and displayed in her office like the crown jewels, knowing her. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Okay, now I am dying to know what you got, Chelsea. Okay, okay. Now, do you remember that case that I was consulting on back in the early 2000s? I worked with an attorney named Michael Baldwin. Oh yeah, yeah, I remember him. Yeah, that name rings a bell. Yeah, what about it? Get to the gift. So, Genoa City, isn't that one of the cities on one of the soap operas? It sounds like it is. Turns out that his wife is last name is Finmore, and she is, oh, okay, that she owns department stores, and she has a fashion empire. I have a feeling that maybe Chelsea's purses might be in one of those stores. Those purses are well. Like I said, I like the pink and green one. I really want to get that one. So when that one comes back, I'm gonna try to get that one real quick for my daughter. And I may have called in a decades old favor, with her to set up a meeting between Chelsea Cat and their head buyer. Do you know what kind of doors that could open for them? I mean, that's the kind of boost that every brand dreams of, Bill. Right as their spring collection is launching. I mean, Chelsea and Kat still have to blow their asses away with their design. And knowing her, knowing Chelsea Bear, honey, she will do that and more. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had the same thought. Our baby girl is extraordinary. She gets it from her mammy. Bill, when I tell you that Danny does not flirt with Bill. She's friendly with Bill, but Bill, he flirts. When you got your ex telling you how you look, that's a flirt, honey. That ain't being friendly. That's a fucking flirt. I'm all ears, my love. What's weighing on you? We are back at the palace, and so Anita was talking and so she says, Vernon, y'all hear that shit? That's the doorbell. He says Rowena is out getting groceries. Rowena is never in. She's always out. Then text and tell she and stuff. So somebody's at the front fucking door. So it's Dre. So he was about to come in. Sir, Vernon was like, shut your fucking mouth. Come on in, Andre. Oh, to what do we owe the pleasure, Andre? I hope I'm not interrupting. When I tell you, Sean, aka Andre, he has a very nervous but yet innocent, but yet confident, slightly confident mixture of all of that in one. So he's cool. You think you're looking all at this the wrong way. This is Marcel saying this to Leslie at Uptown. She's been sitting very closed at these tables, like she's just like such a boss. I'm loving these little CDs that they have on the tables. It's like whenever there's a person that's playing over the jukebox or whatever or the record over, they have, I guess that's the CD of the person that they're playing, because even at Orphe Jeans, if there's a you'll see, if you look in their tables, there's always somebody, a CD that's there. I love it. I absolutely, is it a CD, is that what it's called? Whoever music is playing, it's their record sitting there on the table. And then break it down for me real slow. So you assume that I'm trying to get close to you so I can go back to the Duprees with intel. But did you ever think that I was hustling their asses just so that I can get close to you? Hmm? And you really expect me to believe that shot? Well, hell, you can believe whatever you want. Excuse me if you heard any noise, but your ass can believe if you want to believe anything, but it's the gospel damn truth. I enjoy spending the evening with the former bartender that's a good listener. That gig gave me an excuse to spend the whole evening with you on my chocolate strong arm. Too bad my time's precious. Yet your ass is still sitting here with me. Hell, I must have something you're interested in. You got some nerve. Same nerve that's kept my ass alive this long. And I figure that a woman as sexy and hot as your ass is tired of guys who can't match your energy. And you think you can? There's only one way to find out. Surprise. We're back at the cafe, the Bird Cafe. And that is what Haley tells Lynette. Surprise, bitch. She looks at him and says, how long you visiting for a stranger? I'm not, he said. Actually, I've been in town way more longer than my cuz here. Lynette was like, no kidding. All of us in the same damn city, she says. What are the odds? He was like, well, hey, hey, we used to have some really good times back in the day, didn't we? She says, we did. Remember when Val? They start shaking their head. Haley convinced that old man that she was his long lost granddaughter. Damn, she been doing a shakedown for a wow, girl. You ain't got no whore. She got him to write her into his will. Yeah, he had me playing the concerned brother. That's what he said. So Haley is the brain behind all of this. Gotcha. That's Randy said he was playing the concerned bro. Checking on her emotional state and everything. Okay, that was a long time ago. So much had changed. Lynette says we were all so good together until y'all motherfuckers left me high and dry. That bitch is back for revenge. Her look in her face, I know y'all keep getting fucking tired of me talking about. But they cast this girl so good. It's something that girl had. Somebody brought her there. She ain't just there just to have, like she said, all of them just happen to be in the same town. No, she found out that Bill was married to Haley. Because remember, they were all in the social media when they got married. She was just planning on how to get there so she could get back at them. So she might have even did all that embezzlement stuff just so that she can bring her ass there to town so she can get their ass. Oh, no, no, no. We all moved on, Haley says. It's bound to happen. Oh, honey, I ain't pressed, Lynette says. Because we all know there is no real loyalty in this motherfucking game. Well, I noticed that you're abstaining from your usual holiday indulgence. We're back at the country club, and Bill and Danny have sat down, baby, at the bar, having drinks. Yeah, we haven't really seen Danny drink in a while since being married to Andre. How nice. Ginger ale can be festive, she says. It just depends on the company. Oh, he said, but it's not an eggnog martini with cinnamon and peppermint bark. Hmm. I'm just imagining that falling on my tongue. I could get with that. I need to give me some eggnog. I could get with. Mm, oh no, no. He was like, "Damn, girl, you would order them damn things as soon as they put them shits on the menu. 3 days at times. When I was when when the evening went long." hmm Danny was like, "Yeah, nigga, if you were working late, like I told y'all, she loves him, but I hope that she doesn't. I hope that he's. I think that Lynette came there to steal Bill. I don't think that she gives a fuck. Remember, she learned from Haley to run this scam on people. I think she came there to really lock in with Bill, but she saw that she's there. But that ain't gonna stop her. And Bill just might become attracted to her too. I just think that he will always have that part of him resting, just ready to rise up inside of him. He just needs some fire. Danny's giving him that fire right now. But yeah, he's always cheating on that girl. So don't trust him, Danny. I know y'all want them together, but nah, Bill is not good for Danny. He's just not. She says, that was what you were going to say if you were working late, huh? All those lonely nights spent watching the clock. Bless her heart. He was like, yeah, I'm sure that was rough. She says, all works out for the best. Ooh, she says, now I get to spend Christmas sober with a man who only has eyes for me. And you? You get to spend it with your precious Haley. Look at us, honey, baby's kids, standing here looking like three respectable members of society. We are back at the Bird Cafe, and that's what Lynette is telling them to. All three of them, all of them as baby's kids. That whole Robin, what's his name? Robin Harris had he made Baby's Kids so funny back in what the early '90s and stuff. The cartoon I couldn't get with the cartoon, but I loved his whole stand-up comedy of Baby's Kids. So if you don't know about Baby's Kids, about this girl, she had these kids. He was a comedian. He wanted to take her out on a date, but she said she had to bring her kids, so he had to show them how he could be, and them kids was bad. He took them to an amusement park, and they was all over the place, snotty noses, disrespectful, all that shit. So yeah, it's funny. It's funny. How many of y'all remember Baby's Kids? If you have after ever saw it back in the '90s, or you saw the comedy special with Robin Harris when he did the set, it was so cool. And some of us, at least, Randy says. And Lynette was like, honey, especially your ass, Val, from hitting licks to now living in a gated community with your insanely rich lawyer husband. Honey, if the folks at Allegheny West could just see your ass now. I'm not the only one who climbed the ladder, girl. It sounds like you're doing pretty well too. And until everything went sideways. Yeah, cuz fill me in on your little legal situation. Honey, I wouldn't call being accused of an embezzlement when I didn't do that shit a little situation, Randy. See, that's what got me curious, Randy says, because you told Haley's ass that you went completely legit, that you were completely innocent in all this shit. So what's the real deal? I mean, you just trying to run more game like you did back in the day? So this why you got Randy here? Because you think I'm working you? Is that why you got him here? Trust issues come with the territory in our former line of work, Haley said. You understand, don't you? Right? Lynette says, bitch, I do. What's that old saying, honey? You could take the girl out of the streets, but you can never take the streets out of the girl. I'm curious about this sudden outbreak of charm. We're back at Uptown, and that is, I guess that was a good lead into this scene because you can take the girls out of the streets, but you can't take the streets out of the girl because we all know that Big Les, she's street. So this is her asking Marcel, what's bringing on all this charm all of a sudden. He's attracted to you, girl. Why? He says. I mean, we had some real good fun at Winterfest. She was like, yeah, but you didn't actually roll out the welcome mat when I showed up at the precinct afterward. You know what? You even rejected my chocolate covered goodies. Ooh! Well, maybe that wasn't a chocolate that I wanted to taste. What? What is we talking? I mean, we talking chocolates and tasting and I mean, look, I thought that we had discussed the situation, he says. Now, I don't want Elon or his punk ass son all up in our business, asking questions I wasn't ready to answer. Office gossip, really? So you are worried about what your police buddies might think if they knew that you were talking to the notorious Leslie Thomas? Hell, look, it's less of what they think of you and more about what the fucks they think of me or what they know of me. Look, I got a reputation to maintain, and mixing business with pleasure gets real messy real quick. So, Andre, what brings you by? We are at the palace, and so that is what Anita asks her son-in-law. And so Vernon says, I asked him over. Since we have a famed photographer as a son-in-law, I thought I'd pick his brains on some social media ideas for Martin's campaign and pitch him to Martin later. And you could see Andre like, right. Because he knew he wasn't there for that. He knew he was there for something else. And political photography is all about finding those genuine moments that really resonate with the voter. To find the right narrative, you better let that lie roll off the tongue real slick like Dre. You see, if his eye can help catch so many countless models and influencers, surely he could do the same for our grandson's re-election bid. You see why I married him? As savvy as he is handsome. I'll get you gentlemen some gentlemen some refreshments. So she goes out since Rowena ain't around. Y'all better have Rowena's ass on set next damn season, all right? We want to see Rowena, okay? So when she leaves out, him and Andre, Vernon and Andre talk about, what he got for him as far as that picture that he wanted to fix. So Andre tells him about the fonts, the clarity, blah, blah, blah. So he had three different fonts for Vernon to pick. Vernon had to put his fucking glasses on. He's, oh yeah, that one. Good pick, Andre says. It represents permanence, legacy, and something enduring. Okay. So they go about the encryption, what they need. And he was like, wow, you really put a lot of thought into this, didn't you? Vernon says. And he was like, Dre was like, when I got something this important to me, yeah, it's important that you pay attention to every element. So Vernon tells him, he got the exact words that he wants to have written down somewhere, but he got to find it. So he got to go upstairs and find it. So he said, meanwhile, told Andre, meanwhile, just make yourself comfortable. I'll be right back. So, Andre is around there looking at everything, and then he sees the picture. The first picture that we saw of them, the first episode of everything that they had on, how Naomi's hair was. I didn't like her hair when she first started. I remember that sweater that Kat had on. You'll see it on the screen. That's the first picture that they took on episode number 1. So he's just looking at it. And Danny, of course, is picture perfect in her royal blue. So Anita comes back in and he's still looking at the picture. Andre is holding it up and looking at it. And so she looks at him like, what the fuck? Then it fades to a commercial. I'm That was interesting. I'm like, why you didn't have her say, Andre, are you okay? And then go to a commercial. Okay. Look, bitch, I respect the fact that you are on the straight and narrow. We are back at the Bird Cafe, honey, and that is what Lynette is telling Val, Haley, mob boss, mob wife, because that's exactly what she looked like, that big ass coat. Again, it's just so thick on her little frame. It's cute now. I'm gonna try to look it up, see where it is, because I want it, but I'm old. That look like something that will be good on a 55-year-old woman, not a 35-year-old child. I am Lynette, and I couldn't be happier. Good for you, Lynette says. Meanwhile, my ass is over here drowning, facing serious federal time that could put me away for decades. If there's one thing that my stint as a paralegal taught me, girl, is that most defense lawyers don't give a fuck about whether or not you're guilty or not. It's about winning, girl, and making money. Facts, Randy says. Most lawyers are just legal hustlers with degrees and damn expensive ass suits. Well, honey, Lynette says, I guess we all just trying to get paid. Honey, if you don't want me to be using Bill's firm for my defense, honey, then just say the word and I'm out. But you and I both know that your man's the only one that got the juice to get me out of this bull. It was good seeing your ass, Randy. So she takes her purse and she skedaddles. And he talking about, you too. I'm real flat and sour. Stay strong. She already left and he talking about telling her to stay strong. That was a little late, Randy. I guess they told you to say that wait between lines. All right. So what's your read? She's working an angle, ain't she? I can feel it in my shana now. I'm sorry that you felt that you had to drink to survive Christmas with me. That is Bill telling that to Danny regarding, how she had to cope through Christmas regarding him not being there, dealing with his ass. I mean, it's definitely not the marriage that I thought I was giving you. Survive is the right word, honey. Every holiday was like walking into war with a smile painted on my face. Now, don't take all the credit for my drinking, though. What do you mean? He says. I was mourning. Mourning the career that I let go of, mourning the woman that I used to be, and the girl who had Versace on speed dial. Yeah, or the one who could stop traffic with the Times Square ad. So you do agree and admit that that bitch was the bitch, and you made her stop all of that shit. Wow, she says that woman died the day that I said I do. And I've been having a funeral for her ass ever since. She said, but he said, well, that's something else I took from you. She said, no. No, I could have stood my ground, she says, when you wanted me to let go of modeling. But I let your ass make that decision for me. I really thought that was what love looked like, she said. I learned from my mistakes. Where Andre and I are no are nowhere near. Wait a minute, let me skip screens, baby. Let me go back and read this. And Andrea and I are building a real partnership where no one has to sacrifice their dreams or drown their sorrows. And then when I tell you there is nothing like being in a relationship with somebody that you don't have to sacrifice your dreams, your goals, your ambitions. You don't have to do that. That's such a freaking blessing. It really is. But yeah, there is nothing like having that partner who will support you in everything that you do and you support them. It's not all about what you want. And unfortunately, we were both in relationships previously that really didn't, I mean, supporting, yeah, but when you ask them what their dreams or goals or ambitions were, they didn't have any. It was like, what's your goals? I don't know. It's like, oh my God, come on now. Bill talking about, I mean, not all of our Christmases were bad. I mean, we did have some beautiful time, especially in the beginning, she says. He was like, yeah, you remember that Christmas in Germany? The Chris Kindle Mart? Right. Oh, the little girls, they thought that they were walking into a fairy tale with all those wooden toys and gingerbread houses. How sweet. Okay, we're not gonna keep talking about this. Y'all gonna say something profound? Child, he talking about that wasn't his favorite Christmas. He talking about when they were at the Dupree family cabin. She was like, wait a minute, the girls weren't even here yet. He was like, yeah, I know. We were just young in love, honey, playing house. You was trash, Bill. You just want you do you really want Danny to be single so that you could be happy? You don't want her to be with nobody else. You fine. You want to be on, with your little teenage love. But I know that Haley's not a teenager, y'all, so don't tell me how old she is. Please don't. But I'm saying it's like he don't want Danny to be happy. There's no way in hell that he's going to be happy being with Danny because he never was. Okay, people can change, all right. But I don't think he has it in him to change. He's only wanting her because she's with him, with Andre. That's the only reason. He's so selfish. Oh, they're doing another reminiscent moment. We see young Danny and young Bill. So yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. I mean, I love it when they do the rollback. I need for them to do the rollback of Naomi and Jacob's wedding so I can see Elon and Isaiah, everybody get into this fight. That's what I need for them to go see. Just show us. All right, we'll see. But they're cute. They're real cute. And so he talking about even when they're old and gray. This is the young Bill. He says that he's gonna always be about her. We see how that went. So she went to give him his gift because I guess he gave her a necklace. At first, the far long shot made to me she looked like Stacey Lattisaw. I don't know if y'all remember Stacey Lattisaw. She did a duet with Johnny Gill called "Perfect Combination." I'm not singing it right now, but I love that song. Oh, I love it. And I think it's a remake. Y'all let me know. I think it is a remake, I believe. An old 50s, 60s song. Y'all let me know in the comments below. But yeah, she kind of has the complexion and the innocence of Stacey Lattisaw. Stacey Lattisaw is still from Maryland. One of my good friends is real tight with her. And she's actually a minister now. And they said that Johnny Gill be preaching at damn the concerts and stuff. So I can't wait to see that. Yeah. So she gave him a cup for Christmas that said "Number One Dad." He was like, "Please tell me that this is saying what I think you're saying." She says, "Yes, you're gonna be a father." So yeah, that's how he found out that she was pregnant with Naomi, right? Yeah, Naomi. How sweet. So he squeezed her. He said he was so happy. "Oh, did I hurt you?" She said, "No, you can never hurt us." He says, "I promise you, I'm gonna be the best husband and father ever." So we're back to present. And so she was like, "Gosh, telling you about Naomi made my heart feel like it was just going to be bursting with pure happiness." Oh, best gift I ever got, he said. She said, "You were so gentle you were so gentle with me after that." He said, "Hell, that was the best present that I would have in this world." Did I say the same thing twice? He said, "You were carrying the most precious thing in the world." I promise. I ain't doing no tipsy tonight, yo. I promise it's not a tipsy. I just thought I heard him say the same thing twice. He pretty much did. He said you was carrying the most precious thing in the world to me, and it was the best gift I ever received. So I get it. I got it. Wait a minute. He says having those girls prove that they did have some type of true love at one time. But then, it really overshadowed all of the ways that we destroyed our marriage and all the ways that we failed each other. Nigga, she didn't fail you, you failed her. And then he touches her fucking hand, talking about Chelsea and Naomi are evidence that we got something right. Please, Danny, don't fall into that trap. Please. Honey, these cookies ain't gonna eat themselves, honey. The way that they go from scene to scene when that last line leads to the next one. We are back at the palace, and that is what Anita is telling Andre. So he's like, "Miss Anita, my apologies. I didn't hear you come in," he says. She says, "Let's drop the miss, all right? It's Anita and Vernon from now on." So he's like, "Oh, well, thanks." He looks very nervous. She was like, "Are you okay, Andre?" No, I'm sorry. "Are you okay, Andre?" He was like, "Yeah, solid as a rock. I'm just admiring your family's legacy. That's all. Yeah, yeah. Maybe I should go find Vernon." She's like, "Mm-mm. Or you can come and sit with me for a moment. Most people see the hit records, the awards, this mansion, and they assume that my childhood was all magical memories wrapped up in pretty bows. But the truth is, I grew up, honey, in one of the roughest projects Chicago ever had to offer. Our Christmas mornings were, well, nothing to write about." I wonder, did she have any sisters or brothers? Did she have any siblings? I don't think they ever told us that. "So I know a thing or two about pretending that the holidays don't hurt." I feel him. He said, "It's just everywhere I turn, I see families. And God knows I feel him. Oh, I feel him so much." I mean, I'm cool, though. I'm cool. Thank God for my children. And I got friends. I got my boo. It's cool. But like I said, this is the first year in since my father passed that I actually put up a tree. I have not been in the holiday mood, so this is so different. And we had a great gift exchange. I think I said it early in the video. This is later in the evening. That was great. One of my coworkers sent me something. I had sweater, Christmas sweater on. So I'm feeling the holiday cheer, but I can't say that I have always felt like this, y'all. It hasn't always been like this. But I'm happy to know that on the other side of happiness now. I sure am. So he just goes on and talks about, seeing people gathering together, showing love, getting together. He said, look, don't get me wrong. I really appreciate how you all had opened up your hearts and your house to me, and Uncle Ted and Aunt Nicole just always being there for me. I know I should be grateful. He said, some people ain't got nobody, excuse me, start getting choked up. She says, but gratitude, honey, doesn't fill that empty space where your parents should be, does it? Nope, it sure don't. He says, not if I've been honest about that. Nope. She says, may I tell you something about parenting? You love your children fiercely. You raise them, you protect them, and you pray that the world doesn't swallow their asses whole the minute you turn your back. That is so true. God knows she ain't lying. You spend every waking hour worrying about whether or not you taught them enough. If they'll find love and happiness, if they can handle themselves when you're no longer around. You, honey, you have created something beautiful from the pieces life has handed you. You have fallen in love with our daughter. You have carved a place for yourself in this family. And you are using your God given talents to capture and preserve memories that will outlast us all. Now, I know that this is probably not any consolation, but I think I can say this with absolute certainty. Your mother and father would be so proud of the man you have become. What a beautiful and precious moment that was between Anita and Dre. I tell you, these are the moments that I enjoy and love the most about this show. They don't happen that often. We don't need heavy moments like this on every episode. But when I could see the connections like they do here, like they've done with Martin and Kat, like when they've done with Samantha and June, like when Danny has spoken to her daughters, I love these moments because they're necessary. They're so necessary. And I love that, especially with people who don't have parents that are here. And sometimes you do need that reassurance to know my parents are proud of me. You know what I'm saying? They proud, and I know that they are. Of me, because my parents are not here. So it's good that I can look at that and find a relation and a connection to it. Yeah, I get a little tough. We all get tough on this show, but when rubber meets the road, and when you need a voice of some type of encouragement and love and try to relate, there are pockets in this show that grabs us, that tugs at our heart, our soul, and we find connections to this damn show. And they better keep these damn writers and let it flow the way it needs to. Yeah, we're tough on them because it is a black show. It ain't all black, but y'all know what I'm talking about. But when it comes to with moments like this and moments about making sure that we are aware of, the unhoused and how healthcare is important and how people have phobias. And I mean, like I said, there are moments in this show that I can connect with. And as long as they keep making this a really connecting show, I'm going to review it, I'm going to recap it, and I'm going to have a good time. All right. But I love moments like this. This was necessary. This was so necessary. And what's the best way for her to get her to share her hand? Show her hand. That is Randy. We're back at the Bird Cafe because, Lynette has skedaddled. And that's what he asked Haley. We need to find out why she here. Because again, that girl just didn't show up out the blue. Somebody brought her there or she knew to come there. So yeah. Give her what she wants, Haley says. Yeah, help her with this little legal mess, Randy says. Monitor her every move. And if her ass tries something slick, shut her down fast. What is this we? She says. Wait a minute. You're actually prepared to put in some work this time, cuz? Come on, cuz. Don't play me like that. Well, I mean, family just don't sit on their ass and almost blow their cousin's multi-million-dollar bag. Look, you're the one that gave Bill's ass too much tea and had the man pass the fuck out on his office. I mean, what the fuck was I was supposed to do that? Look, for all we know, it was his low blood pressure that made his ass pass out. But look, I'm down to do whatever the hell is necessary, all right? Straight up. We both got too much riding on this to get sloppy. Fine, I'll do better, he says. Damn right you will, she says. Well, I'm about to bounce. Meeting Bill for dinner. I mustn't keep my soon to be dearly departed husband waiting. Where did Andre disappear to? We're back at the palace, and that is what Anita is asking Vernon. He said that he had to get back to Danny. Now I'm nervous because y'all know that Danny and Bill are at the country club touching hands and having drinks. So Haley is on her way there, and now Andre is on his way there. And you know Haley's been all in his head, yang 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 yang, about he need to be careful and keep an eye on your wife because my husband. So I mean, Anita was like, "Well, that was a very productive strategy session." I don't know what that meant, but yeah, I don't know. I hope that they don't be cutting no food today. Well, when you've been in the political sphere as long as I have, sometimes the idea tends to flow like water. She said, "Are you okay, my love?" Well, I was just talking to Andre about the family moments he's missed with his parents. And it got me thinking about the ones that we've been blessed to make together. Our first Christmas, the births of our daughters, the night you proposed. He says, the day that we first met. Oh, Lord, yes. How could I forget that, honey? The girls and I had just gotten off that God-forsaken bus after hitting 30 cities back to back. We were running on adrenaline, coffee, and the promise of sleeping in a real bed. All I wanted to do was to get back to Chi Town and soak my poor feet. Maybe catch a show at the New Regal if I could keep my eyes open long enough. Oh, that's torture, y'all. But that's passion for what you believe in. And yes, she said Chi Town. She didn't say Shy Town. She said chia like that. She said Chi Town. She sure did. But Dante Green had other plans for his Golden Girls. They better bring back Dante Green. Please, that y'all need to cast Dante Green because we need some trouble on this show. We need good trouble. Not that old snake in the grass type of trouble like Leslie. But we need some extra loud, ghetto, ambitious, selfish type of trouble in the embodiment of Dante fucking Green. We need him. Please be I'm tapping on my mic. Beyond the gates, bring Dante Green, please. I want the knife. She said, they sure did. Now, they're tickets. Now, they need to show their support. See, Dante Green sound like me. That's Anita pretending to sound like Dante. Yeah, see, they're articulates. They need to show their support. Yeah, that's how he talk. Y'all need to bring a slick ass Dante Green. Think of the optics. Think of the people. See, they be listening to me. I'm telling you, ain't Anita sounded like me. Y'all know Anita sounded like Shar. Auntie recap Auntie. Y'all know she sounded like me. So we find out that Dante sent Anita to march in Washington. And the girls where they were up there honoring King's legacy and fighting for jobs and economic justice. Sounds familiar. Yeah, after doing my job night after night in stilettos, honey. The last thing my tie behind wanted to do was march in damn DC. And I was ready to tell Dante's ass exactly where he could march himself. Hmm. I remember about hearing you fuss about your feet before we even got started. Yeah, and shit, ain't nothing like no woman with them some bad feet. When you be on your feet, you be cute though. Ladies, y'all know, well, I don't know if men go through this when they go through them tight ass shoes and stilettos. But when we could wear them fucking stilettos, and if you still wear them, depending on how they made, shit, that baby toe or them damn feet be hurting. You don't want to do nothing but get off them feet. So I get it, Anita. Well, thank God I didn't leave, she said. Because that march, baby, that march, it changed everything. Well, not because of the cause, which was very important, but because of this man right here that had the kindest eyes I had ever seen. And I know how that feels. When I first met my boo, something about them eyes that I'm like, what about them? See, them eyes, it's them eyes, baby. I don't know what it is, but I don't like them eyes. They got me. When you have a man who has very kind eyes, it's just you really see They're so I don't, and I'm not trying to be deep, y'all, I promise. But you see the sincerity in their eyes. You see trust, like I will never hurt you. And this is by a first chance meeting, I'll never hurt you. You're the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I'm so lucky to have you. All this is, it was in their eyes, honey. Them their eyes, yes, all in their eyes. Oh, you are the most magnificent thing I had ever laid my eyes on. Even with that scowl on your beautiful face, because she did do a little scowl. Yeah. To walk with such pride and dignity, Vernon says. Well, I didn't want them to think that I was some pampered songbird who couldn't do the real work. And then you arrived, baby, by my side, like a guardian angel. He said, Angel, nothing. You were flying on your own. I just wanted to be sure that nothing clipped your damn wings. Oh, he said, Anita, I'm so forever grateful the day that you marched into my heart. Wow. You just didn't change my life. You became my life. Wow. Child. Lady needs a refill. Damn, Marcel pointing at the damn waitress. And so the nurse, I mean, the waitress, like, okay, I got you. I mean, she tried to get her tipsy, Marcel, because I think that she might drink you under the table, baby. We're back at Uptown, and that is him asking the waitress to get the lady a refill. Can I get a refill? Hey, can I get a refill? Ooh, that's old. That's really old. Nah, you wouldn't be trying to get me drunk, would you, detective? Like I just said, I feel like that's what his motivation is. Well, I should warn you, I am not that kind of girl. Well, I do like to, I like a woman that like to have all her wits while we're getting acquainted. So no, I don't want you to be pissy drunk while I'm trying to get to know you. I need for you to be here and present. Yeah. And it makes the conversation more interesting. Now, I wouldn't be reading this wrong, Marcel says, but cause before my boss recruited me for that bougie ass fundraiser, I really thought that we had something brewing. Well, if you have to ask, then that's your answer. I guess I was just reading signals that really weren't there. What you try to play, Marcel? You try to play all like, gosh darn it. Well, I guess I better skedaddle on out of here to my miserable wife and my miserable life. He trying to reach in his fucking pocket. I already knew before I pressed play. I've been around the block enough to know that when I'm barking up the wrong damn tree. So you've been around it enough, huh? You've been cheating on your wife that many times when you know when you throw it out there, ain't nobody biting. So you know what to look for. You sniffing. I got you with some hard sound. So he throw some money on the damn desk on the table, honey, and she reached to start touching his knee underneath the table. He threw money on the table, and she touched his leg under the table. Yeah. Wait a second. Now I know somebody taught you better than this, and you know that you're not supposed to leave a lady to drink alone. Back at the country club, Bill talking about do you know what I find myself wishing for sometimes? Danny says, peace on earth. I know Andre and damn Haley gonna meet each other, seeing them sitting there. Peace towards all, she says. Try a time machine to transport ourselves back to all of those Christmases when we were just crazy in love. Shut up, Bill. She says, my sister would warn about romanticizing the dangers of the past. You made your choices. It's better to focus on the future that you're building than mourning what you threw away. I mean, you could tell that Danny is definitely in a different space. Um, she's not throwing glasses or swinging bats or slapping the shit out of people. She's not doing that. She's really in a very in love space, and it's not with Bill. I'm sorry. I just don't see that she is like crazy about Bill. I think she's really like, damn, I finally got somebody who really supports me and love me for who I am. If I want a model, I can. If I don't want a model, I don't have to. Yeah, I think that she's cool. Speaking of said choice, right on cue, and we see Haley show up. I hope I'm not interrupting anything important. Baby, is our table ready? Oh, honey, I haven't checked yet. Well, I ran into Danny and we got a little distracted. What was I just telling you about the dangers of strolling down memory lane? That's what Danny tells him. Well, you better get this one fed, Bill. Talking about little baby girl. We don't want her to get fussy and want her baba. And she gets up and skedaddles. And actually, Danny goes home to the little palace. Oh, child, Sean showing his chest. He in the kitchen. Oh, look at my darling. She's home. She was like, wait a minute. Is this what you be doing when I ain't home? He was like, I mean, what? He's like making sandwiches and cutting shit with his shirt off, making yourself irresistible. Sean. Sean is his real name. I know his name is Dre on here. I like her little Christmas tree. It's real cute and pink and stick. Yeah, I just ran a quick 5K to clear my head. I have a lot of things I needed to sort out. So you just ran a quick 5K, honey. Where did you run it at, baby? Because you was just at the Dupree's. Oh. She said, well, your wife is here to help, and I promise that my methods is more worthy than running around in circles. You got me going in circles. I bet you he was like, I got it. Let me go in and do these sit-ups before I get on this damn set. I got it. 1, 2, not sit-up, push-ups. I bet you he did that. He had to. He had to do all them damn push-ups. I got this. I got this. Oh, y'all think y'all got some chest? Watch my chest. I got it. And I burned just as many calories, she says. He says, wow, I like the way you think. Oh, as much as I appreciate that shit, honey, you are not coming at me smelling like a dirty gym sock. Okay, tell me how you really feel. How about I show you instead? Shower's waiting, hubby. So she goes upstairs. I guess they're going to take a shower together. So the old ball and chain wants to call it quits, huh? We're back at or no, uptown, and that is what Leslie asks Marcel. She says she tired of fighting for something that ain't damn working. I mean, and you're fine with that. I mean, divorce. I mean, because in my experience, they love having their cake and eating it too. Well, she is claiming that she's sick and tired of being sick and tired. And that makes two of us. Well, I only loved one man in my life. Wow, she's only loved Ted? Girl, you need to get outside more, girl. You only love Ted? Girl. And I ain't talking about my old lazy ass ex husband, late husband, Alan. May he rest in peace. I gave Ted Richardson everything. I gave him my heart, my time, my body. I even gave that ungrateful bastard a beautiful daughter, Eva. So she's a sober a sober mouth, a sober heart speaks whatever. Liquid courage, honey. She's speaking. Keep talking, Leslie. So you don't give a fuck about Ted the way you feel like you do. And she's the only one of his children that is actually happy to spend time with him. You think I get any credit for that? Probably not. Hell to the now, now. Instead, he got the unmitigated gall to blame me for destroying his perfect little fantasy. Like I actually put a gun to his head and forced him to break his wedding vow. I promise you, there was problems in paradise long before you came into the picture. I used to, I used to think that Ted and I had something special. It sounds like she coming to a reality. She has a reality check. She a little tipsy too. Just you can't tell my drunk Leslie voice from my regular Leslie voice. She is a little lean to the left, honey. Something special. Now it makes me wonder if I was just available to scratch his itch. Leslie Thomas, you are so much more than some man's convenience. All right, you better speak to her pain, her emptiness. And if Ted Richardson didn't see the beauty that he had right there in front of his ass, that makes that mother sucker the biggest fool in the DMV. I'm not like this conversation. I know that he is working on behalf of Elon, but because she is sweet on his eyes, it's easy. But Elon keep telling his ass, watch yourself, sucker, because you gonna fall and you gonna lose too. Say it again for the people in the back, she says. Because he said that Ted was a big ass fool. We should really make that house in St. Bart's reflect who we are as a couple. This is what Haley is telling Bill at the country club, and he is just not there. He's just looking like spaced out and just numb. And she's just going on and on about this house. I just finalized the designers so we can completely transform the space, and he ain't even listening to her. Make it truly ours, you know? And he's looking past her at the bar where him and Danny had drank earlier and talked. He is really gone. Bill! Yeah. Are you even listening? Yeah, babe. I'm sorry. My mind was somewhere else. I've actually been thinking about something. If you're trying to back out of St. Bart's, I swear I can. Bitch, calm down, Tiger. All right, calm the fuck down. I'm not backing out of anything. All right. Then what is it? Child, he went back to that memory of him pulling out the damn cup that Danny gave him during their first Christmas when they were young about him being a father. It sounds like he's ready for Haley to have that baby. And Haley does not want to be spread open and swollen for him. She don't want to have no baby. Let's see her reaction. After the holidays, I want you to go talk to your doctor and tell them that I want you to stop taking them damn birth control pills. So she just looking like, oh fuck. Shall we blow this scene and see what trouble we can get into? We're back at Uptown, and that is what Marcel says to Les. And she says, listen, detective. Now, there's one thing I need to make crystal clear. I'm all ears, gorgeous. Like I told your ass before. I only ever loved one man. One. Ted Richardson. And despite the hell that man put me through, I'm not damn changing. All right? So if you're looking for some whirlwind romance where we fall head over heels, that is not happening with moi. Oh, he says, what makes your ass so sure? I know what I know. I appreciate a woman with convictions. And I appreciate a full glass. Yeah, well, I guess we'll get a fucking another round then, he said. He waving that finger up again at the waitress while she rubbing the damn counter in the back. And she's like, all right, I'm coming. In all seriousness, you cool with that? My boundaries? So we can kick it without, falling in love. It happens. Shit. Kick it. Have a good time. But again, if he's showing her the attention that Ted is not, it'll happen. It'll it'll happen. She gon' Well, I don't trust Leslie though. I don't think that she's that drunk and that out of her. Because remember, she's a bartender, former bartender, but she knows what to take and what to drink and what not to drink. I don't trust this drunk Leslie because she's trying to get him in her back pocket, like she told Eva a couple days ago. So I don't trust it. He better not let his guard down too far, because I'm thinking he's feeling that she's gonna trust him enough to tell him what happened with Laura. I don't think so. She ain't that stupid. He says, Leslie Thomas, I am unlike any other man you've ever met. Wait a minute, ew. He says, let me show you just how cool I am. He pulls her in and they just start kissing right there in the club. I mean, at the table. I wasn't expecting that so soon. Ah, I was not expecting this. What am I thinking? Uh, it doesn't look like a sexy kiss. Let me rewind that. Let's look at this shit again. Yeah. And they just smash lips and they just move at each other's heads. Wow. Was not expecting that. I might have to put that on the screen and slow it down so we can watch it. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. I'm sorry, huh? We are back at the country club, and that is what Haley asked her hubby. Yeah, he wants to pop a baby in that belly, girl. I mean, why would you want me to stop taking the pill? Well, Christmas always makes me nostalgic, he said. It takes me back to when Chelsea and Naomi were little girls. It would not surprise me if that damn Lynette came there because Bill paid her ass to come. It wouldn't surprise me if he paid her to come because he heard that bitch talking over him, when he passed the fuck out. It would not surprise me, or he found something else. Cause he was looking at that cup, y'all. He was looking at that cup. I would never forget it. Lynette, don't get all in your emotions, girl. Just come there and live your duties. Do what you came to do. So you can catch them. All right? Just stay focused, bitch. Don't get there and then lose focus, honey. Just do what you came to do. Fulfill the mission. So he talking about how much he loved being a pappy. He just loved it. And to be honest, he feel like he could use some of that pure, uncomplicated joy in my life right now. She's not pure and uncomplicated. She's close to a baby. Ask Danny. Her eyes went really big. He was like, "Baby, I know that we've had our, you know, starts and stops, but I think right now is a good time that we can finally start our family." She looking like, Now that is what I call an evening delight. Man, that must have been sometime at the spa. So that is where we are back at the little palace at Danny's bedroom, and we see Andre got his ass near the fireplace. He just took a shower and he has a towel wrapped around his waist, like he's showing his chest again. So she's rubbing, lotion all over her board. She said, despite all the grunts from the basketball game next door. So that's what she was. She went to the spa earlier. Remember, she was talking with Bill about that. She said the infrared, blah, 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 just released, just got rid of all the tension. I heard that that does really good when it comes to wrinkles and stuff. I'm going to treat myself to a spa. I had never been to a spa, y'all. Never been. And I need to do that. That will be my gift to myself sometime next year at some point. I felt that my zen was interrupted when I crossed paths with Bill. So at least she's telling Andre. Andre's still standing in front of the fireplace. Hopefully your buns, honey, don't burn. He said, everything copacetic? She's like, we managed to keep things civil. We found ourselves reminiscing about Christmases past. He says it sounds very therapeutic. She's like, it was surprisingly, and it gave us some deeper thoughts. About, he says, you, she says, me. She's like, look, don't look so shocked. So she, pretty much reads him about, she knows the holidays are hard for him since his parents passed, and all those Christmas traditions were lost when they passed as well. I always thought that Danny was tall, but it seemed like because Andre is taller than her, so she's not as tall as I thought she was. I don't know. It's because she's lean, like her body is very slim. So I thought that she might have been tall, but he's taller than her, unless he has on slippers that gave him a little bit of height. She says, "I can't imagine how much you must be feeling, how you must be feeling." He's like, "Wait a minute, do I have the word orphan tattooed across my forehead or something?" Because her mother did the same thing. She saw it on him. So now the wife is. They got that witchy boo power. He said, "Your mother had that same intervention with me earlier today." She says, "When did you see mother?" "When I went by the house to discuss things with your father." She says, "Well, it looks like to me she sounds like she was just looking out for you, which is what a family does. And now you are part of this family in every way, officially, legally, and in the heart, where it definitely matters most. So tell me, are there any traditions that you had before that you want to bring into our Christmas as being husband and wife?" How sweet. They asked me that question today. So I want to ask you guys, does any of you have Christmas traditions that you do? My only tradition is that we don't normally open gifts on Christmas. I know y'all like, really? Yeah. Normally when I give Christmas gifts to like my children or to my significant other, I always give it before. I never give it on the day. I don't know why. When my kids were little, yeah, of course. But as they get older, like my daughter will be arriving here on Tuesday. I probably would give her a gift, before, like Christmas Eve or whatever. But we never do exchange gifts on Christmas Day. It's always before. And I've already given uh Sir two of his gifts. The other two should be here soon. And he gave me one of mine. So we're not, equaling one and two of, whatever. Because what he got me, they are so nice. They're so me. He got me some pads for my car. My car, I have slippery rugs in there, like the plastic. They just slip every time you slip. You sit in there, damn it, your feet be going all over the place, and it's dangerous when you're driving. Like if the rug slips, it could go between the brake and the paddle. So he wanted me to be safe. So he got me some car rugs that are blinged out with blue royal blue stones on the side. So he knows me so well. So I love them. I really do love them. I have to put them in my car. In my I have a Subaru, a Forester Subaru. So I need to put those in there probably sometime this weekend. And Yeah, I just don't give gifts on Christmas. I do it either before, never after. If it's after, it's because the gift came too late or came later or after Christmas. But that's been like a more consistent pattern, giving the gifts other than on Christmas Day. So yep, that's what I do. So what do you guys do? What are your traditions? Somebody on my job said that they what did they say? Like play Elf on the Shelf, or they might stay over other people's house, but they like to come over to their particular house so they can wake up on Christmas morning because the person does all the cooking and you smell all the sweet stuff. So what do you do? Do you have any Christmas traditions? If you don't, it's cool. It's cool. Just asking. Y'all know I be liking to get in y'all business. So Andre says no. He says, I'm done with the past. I'm more interested in creating new traditions. So they're kissing as you hear the music in the background. And so they undress. He takes off his towel. You know they're not gonna show above that. You know he probably got on some shorts or spandex shorts or something. She takes off her robe, and that's their new tradition, honey. I guess. Do you want to? That's their tradition. Wasn't there something that you wanted to talk to me about before Andre stopped by? That is Vernon asking Anita, because we're back at the palace, and she's looking at her Christmas tree, and then she's looking like, fuck, I thought he forgot that shit. Oh, that. It's just the holiday scheduling. I had questions about how we were going to navigate all these various soirees. Shit, Vernon was like, baby, as long as I'm with you, honey, I don't give a fuck what parties we attend. I'm really a lucky woman. I've lived my dream, traveled the world, sung in front of sold out audiences. Me too, girl. I haven't traveled. I've traveled a little bit of the world. I have lived my dream. I have performed in front of sold out audiences. So yeah, not as big as hers though. I've acted in front of a lot of sold out audiences. So yeah. Well, but with even with all the magic that I've felt on stage, honey, ooh, I found real happiness here with this family. God has really given me a blessed life. You say, what the fuck is all with all the past tense, woman? Our life together is just beginning. I'm looking forward to many more years, many more songs, many more opportunities to show you just how much I adore you. Now, today could have been Friday's episode. 193 could have been it. This is like very good ending. They give each other a hug and a kiss, and that was the end of episode 193. So let me go and get this together. And yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Thumbs me up, hype me up, baby. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.